Nintendo dominated the 2010s with amazing consoles and games that are still regarded as masterpieces. Not only that, but the games at this time spanned across multiple genres and different franchises. I'm Will from Game Rant, and today we're talking about the best Nintendo game from every year in the 2010s. 2010, Super Mario Galaxy 2. There was a lot of pressure for Super Mario Galaxy 2 to live up to the heights that Super Mario Galaxy reached. The game defined what 3D Marios would look like from that point forward, and its sequel would have to live up to that. Luckily, not only did Super Mario Galaxy live up to that expectation, in many ways it exceeded it. The game improved upon the great aspects of the previous game while introducing bosses, challenging platforming, and new worlds for Mario to explore. 2011, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Certainly a divisive title, Skyward Sword is still a beloved game for many Zelda fans. The game captures a truly compelling story with epic moments aplenty, not to mention the gameplay which, while for some is a harsh negative, did a lot to immerse players into the game. This was a game that fully committed to motion controls and, for better or for worse, delivered an experience that was able to utilize them to their fullest. 2012, Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Professor Layton is one of gaming's most beloved detectives, and in 2012 we got a new mystery for him to solve. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask brings more of what the series is known for. It has a beautiful soundtrack, fun minigames, and over 100 puzzles ranging from simple to mind-boggling. This all goes without mentioning the story, which players will quickly be invested in during their playthrough. It may have a bit of a slow start, but the Miracle Mask delivers a great time to fans and newcomers alike. 2013, Animal Crossing: New Leaf. Before New Horizons came into our lives and stole countless hours from it, New Leaf was the cozy game for Nintendo fans. New Leaf released on the 3DS and to many is considered the best in the entire series. The player is able to become the mayor of their town and slowly build up their humble village with bridges and new villagers, plus a lot of gameplay improvements including island tour minigames. Animal Crossing: New Leaf stands as one of the best titles released on the 3DS. 2014, Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 initially released on the Wii U and introduced a lot of interesting mechanics to the series. It brought in an anti-gravity gimmick, some great new maps, as well as the competitive fun fans look for. And with the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch, this game's lifespan increased even further with improvements to every aspect of the original. If you're looking for a great time, Mario Kart 8 is a good place to go. 2015, Super Mario Maker U. Super Mario Maker U is debatably the best title to come out of the Wii U. The game celebrates the history of Mario and did the most unique thing the franchise has ever seen. It let players make their own levels. The possibilities were endless, with countless maps being created. Maps showed just how creative fans of Mario could be, while others made people snap their controllers in half. This game was revolutionary, which was most likely the reason it got a sequel on the Switch years later. 2016, Pokemon Sun and Moon. There were a lot of eyes on Sun and Moon upon its release. Pokemon was celebrating its 20th anniversary, and Pokemon X and Y were excellent games in their own right. Sun and Moon were able to stand out among its peers, however, and became one of the best Pokemon games to date. The game mixed up a lot of what the series was known for. Gym progression was replaced with trials, combining combat with challenges. There were new and exciting variants to well-known Pokemon, and it contributed a lot of lore to the universe. Even with the newer Pokemon titles, Sun and Moon is still regarded as one of the best. 2017, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. 2017 was the year that the Nintendo Switch was released, and with it came two games so great it was impossible to pick one over the other. Starting with Breath of the Wild, it completely changed what Zelda games could feel like. The world was expansive and completely open to the player. Gone was the traditional progression system, and in its place was a formula that still stands with Tears of the Kingdom. It was, and still is, a must for any Switch owner and Nintendo fan. Moving on to Super Mario Odyssey, it also completely changed the game, but for Mario. Odyssey revolutionized movement in a Mario game, with Cappy adding nearly infinite possibilities. Mario could use Cappy to capture various enemies and objects and essentially use them as power-ups to solve puzzles and challenges. Each kingdom Mario explored felt fresh and unique, with plenty of secrets around every corner. And the entire game had this grand feel that very few Mario games can actually accomplish. These two games not only defined 2017, it defined the Switch. 2018, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Speaking of defining the Switch, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sought to be the definitive Smash Bros. Game. And wouldn't you know, it did just that. Ultimate gave players a roster filled with new and old faces alike, not to mention the expansive DLC roster that brought even more third-party faces to Smash. Its single-player mode Emerald World of Light was a fun addition that plenty of players really enjoyed, and while it didn't truly topple Melee as the top Smash Bros. Game, it did secure itself as one of the best titles in the franchise. 2019. Pokemon Sword and Shield. After all of these amazing games, Pokemon Sword and Shield felt like a slight step back. It took players to a new region, but marked a return to form when compared to Sun and Moon. Not to mention the graphical presentation of this game, which was certainly below expectations. But what it did right was introduce some really interesting Pokemon and the Dynamax mechanic, which increased the scale of battles to gigantic new heights. That was our list of the best Nintendo game from every year in the 2010s. Thanks for watching. For more content and articles like this, be sure to check out GameRant.com. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.